All right, friends, here is the second part of the LAOCOON story. Remember, he has just made this big impassioned speech after running down from the top of the citadel about how we can't trust the Greeks even when they bring us presents. And he is going to now basically prove that he's right, that there are people in the horse and no one believes him. So we'll see what happens. All right. So this first bit is only confusing because, sorry, I'm just grabbing a pen. This participle right here is nominative. It is describing Aeneas, good Lord. It's describing LAOCOON, and it is a perfect passive participle, but it's from a deponent verb. It's a perfect passive participle from a deponent verb. So it's going to look passive, but sound active. Yeah. So thus, in this way, having spoken with validis viribus, with strong strength, maybe we'd say with mighty strength, a huge arrow or spear, a huge spear. Can you see the synchesis here? Yeah. So thus having spoken, put a comma there in English, with mighty strength, a giant spear into the side of the beast. And then I'm going to put parentheses here. This is all one big prepositional phrase. And into the belly, curved at the joints, he threw. So in English word order, I'm going to just change colors to remind you. We would say, thus having spoken, he threw a giant spear with great strength into the side of the beast and into the belly of the beast, curved at the joints. So that's a odd word order, even for Latin, to put that verb all the way at the end. I think that Virgil is like holding out on the through, like you're reading it in Latin, you would read it, right? With great strength, a big spear into the side and into the belly of the beast. He threw. It's almost like he saves that action for last on purpose, to kind of emphasize it. All right, let me take that red out for you, but I will jump into a different color for the next bit. All right, that's, if you'll notice, feminine, because hasta is feminine. So that spear, trembling, stands, meaning it sticks in the side of the wooden horse, and it doesn't fall out. It doesn't like bounce off. It actually pierces the wood and holds in straight in the side of the horse. And so that one, trembling, stands. And utero recuso, it's an ablative absolute, with the belly having been struck, like having been shaken. The kawai kawerni, the hollows, kind of like a callback to his strong strength. The hollows, in English we might say like the empty caverns or the hollow cavities. Yeah. Here are your verbs. Resound, that means make noise. And give a groan. Both of those verbs right there look like infinitives. They look like present active infinitives, but they are not. They are both coming from the third principal part of their verb. So those are actually just syncopated forms. We want them to be E-R-U-N-T, but we're just getting the shortened version so those E's can be short in the scansion. So again, I will start from where we started with purple pen. That one, the spear, trembling, stands, and with the belly having been struck, the hollow caves resound and give a groan. Now, I read the translation through, but this is kind of a sticking point where they should have all known exactly what happened or what was happening with the horse. So he throws the spear as if he's attacking it, but from inside there are noises, right? The hollows resound, they make noise, and they give a groan. So this isn't saying that like the wood creaked. This is saying from inside the horse, they hear things shaking and they hear a groan. They should have known that something was in there. Like they know it's not empty. Even if you want to say, well, there's no way they could have known that it was a person in there. Maybe the groan could have been the creaking wood. Sure. but there's something in there. It is not actually a hollow. It is actually full of something that's shaking. So before you take it into your city, maybe check out what it is and don't let, it's fine. I'm not mad about it. Not at all mad about it. All right, and then the next bit kind of starts with Aeneas. Remember, Aeneas is talking. He's telling this story to Dido. So he has the benefit of hindsight. He can look back at this event and say, shoot, if we had listened to LAOCOON, we would have been better off. We would have been ready. We would have been able to prevent this from happening. So all of these next 3 lines are kind of a big only, if only thought and a little if only addition by Aeneas. Aeneas is going to basically say, if only the gods weren't so mad at us, and if only the Trojans had been of sound mind at this moment, he would have persuaded us and Troy would still be here. If we just listened to LAOCOON, Troy would still be standing. So this is an aside that Aeneas is putting in kind of grievously, grieving over Troy's fall, knowing that if they just listened to LAOCOON, the day would have been saved. So, and if the fates of the gods, this is a syncope de aurum, and if the fates of the gods, if their minds had not been, getting the known from over here, had not been foolish, right? If the fates of the gods, if their minds had not been foolish, right? They're saying, if only they had thought about it, if only the gods hadn't been so far against us, he would have persuaded. Now I'm getting the would out of the conditional. I'm not worried about you knowing the details, but that if phrase with its pluperfect subjunctive verb followed by a pluperfect indicative verb gives us if only their minds had not been, he would have persuaded. So he would have persuaded the us really would have persuaded us to, like, I want to say mangle, but I know you guys won't like that word, to mangle, to attack basically the Greek hiding places with iron. I'm gonna just back myself right on it for 1 second. I drew the arrow from the wrong thing, so I don't want you guys to be confused. This is actually the direct object of the infinitive. I'm sorry. Oh, that's a line and not, I'll get there. This is the direct object of the infinitive. So he would have persuaded us to mar the Greek hiding places with iron, meaning to attack them. And now Troy, this is your subject. Now Troy would stand. And he's talking to the lofty citadel of Priam, that's the king of Troy. You would remain. So he kind of takes a break and awkwardly kind of starts talking to the citadel of the city where he grew up, like he misses it, right? It's kind of the symbol for Troy, the citadel. So I'm going to start from the and again. And if the fates of the gods, if their mind had not been foolish, he would have persuaded us to mar the Greek hiding places with iron, and Troy now would stand, and you would remain, lofty citadel of Priam, that's the king of Troy. So these 2 words are actually evocative right here. They're talking to, or Aeneas is talking to them, and then this is the genitive. All right, guys, good job.